Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the 5 things that I wish everyone knew about a healthy diet. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Katie. I'm a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer, and here on the channel we help you go from dieting to food freedom, so you can eat the foods you love and enjoy your life and feel confident with your body without obsessing over the numbers. I'm not here to waste time today, so without further ado, let's go into the 5 things that I wish everyone knew about a healthy diet. The first thing that I wish everyone knew about a healthy diet is that a healthy diet doesn't have to be a complicated one. Complexity doesn't make a diet better, and the latter is true. Lack of complexity doesn't make a diet worse. You often will see it a lot, especially in social media and the day and age of the internet. People will tout the latest diet like keto or paleo to be the end-all be-all of diets. There's definitely a moral superiority complex that comes with these fancy diets, but trust me, you don't have to go crazy with your diet for it to be a healthy one. In fact, I encourage you to keep it as simple as possible, because that means that you can actually stick with it long term and you're not fighting constantly and having that push and pull relationship with food where you're on a diet one week and then you're off at the next and you feel totally out of control. So many people that I have worked with have found that the basics, like including more veggies, eating more lean proteins, having more whole grains, and just mastering some meal prep skills actually elevates their nutrition way more than complicated diets do. I mean, it's no surprise, but sometimes it takes a little bit of experience in trying it out for yourself to really learn what works for you and what actually doesn't work. My light's not feeling like working today. All right, well, I liked the light, but I guess it's not in the cards today. I definitely need a new LED. Making these small, tiny tweaks can change body composition, energy, mood, and overall just health and well-being. So don't overlook the small stuff. The second thing that I wish everyone knew about a healthy diet is that a healthy choice doesn't have to mean a salad. And here's what I mean. Listen, salads are great. I'm a big fan of a good salad as long as it's got the right toppings and the right mix of crunchy and tart and sweet and all of the things. But here's what I find, especially when you have like a friend group or maybe a family get together or just several people eating in the same room and they're going out to eat or something like that. What I tend to find is that when someone is the healthy eater or the dieter or someone that is trying to eat healthier, there seems to be this weird unspoken pressure that they have to order the salad or else it's not a healthy choice. I think like deep down we probably know that salad is not the only healthy option, but again, it just tends to be this stigma that like if we're the healthy person, we have to order the salad. It's so dumb. This was actually really big for me when I was in recovery with my own relationship with food. Even after I started to recover, I still felt like, okay, to be that healthy person, I have to order this exact thing or else no one will feel that I'm healthy and I won't be fulfilling that like prophecy of health. So if that day you're going to the restaurant and you feel like having pizza or you feel like having a burger or something else, remember that there are ways to have still a healthy option and order what you want. So maybe there's a whole wheat bun that you have with your burger, or maybe you have a pizza with veggies on top of it. Or maybe you pair a sandwich with a salad or a pizza with a salad to kind of balance it out. Even if you don't do any of those things and you just YOLO and pick whatever you want, I promise you that one tiny decision doesn't make you an unhealthy person, and having balance is part of a healthy diet. The third one, forgive me if this feels a little bit pessimistic, but it's the truth. The diet industry, aka any of the diets that you probably see promoted the most on the internet or on YouTube ads, maybe before you even watch this video, are not really in it to make you healthier. They're in it for profit. And I know I sound like a corporate hating millennial here, and I am, but it's just the truth that I've learned and had to learn the hard way, unfortunately, from dealing with and seeing behind the scenes of some of the apps that are out there. I'm not gonna name names, but I think you can figure out for yourself which ones are good and which ones are not, but anyway, use your discretion here and use your intuition, because I think you know you best and what is best for you. Look into the company before you actually make the choice to do so. Do they hire registered dietitians? Do they seem to have a good ethical and moral code to the company? Do you notice anything weird about conflicting morals or ethics or values? Like they say one thing and then they do another. Again, I will let you fill in the gaps for this one in particular. I'm not trying to bash on anyone in particular, but I see this way too often that people go with the cheaper option when it comes to nutrition coaching, and they tend to not get the best and most great support that they could if they were to go with a one-on-one coach, if that's possible. Now, I will talk about this too. I know the problem with this is that not everyone can afford a one-on-one dietitian, nutritionist, or a health coach, but there are different options for you that are not necessarily the corporate America route, and they also aren't super expensive every month. So definitely one-on-one coaching is a little more pricey, but you can also do group coaching with a dietitian. Dietitians oftentimes also have lots of online programs that you can do that are self-paced and kind of like an online course format. Like myself, I have the Mindful Muscles Academy, so that is my course. That's a little bit more of a flexible payment option if you want to get support from me, but either you don't have the time or the money to work with me one-on-one. Just options like that are something that you can look into because they can be way more affordable. And if you don't want to pay on your own, you can also check with your insurance to see what they cover. I think a lot of times when you're able to select your one-on-one coach more individually, like by stalking them on Instagram or looking at their website, I think you get a more niche fit and a better, more personalized approach than when you go to these apps that are kind of run by someone who probably doesn't have any background in nutrition and they just have a background in business. All right, I digress. And number 4 on the list of things that I wish everyone knew about nutrition is that weight, calories, and macros are, of course, things that you can use to measure progress, but they aren't the only thing or things or whatever. I love to talk about this topic because I think it often gets overlooked. I think nutrition tends to be posed as this weight loss pursuit, and nutrition really doesn't have to be that way. I mean, for me, getting in my eating disorder recovery and in my intuitive eating, mindful eating journey, I had to learn how to fuel my body better without obsessing and stressing because I knew that I had that tendency to be a little bit OCD and to be a little bit obsessive over it just from my own background and upbringing and genetics and stuff like that. There is a time and a place for things like calories and macros, and I think they can be specific to certain people too, because some people, right, don't have those tendencies like me or maybe some of you out there who have had previous run-in with disordered eating habits. So this is definitely something that I don't put any shame on. I don't blame anyone for using these tools, but I find that the way that works best for myself and my clients and the people who are really in it to win it for the long term with their nutrition without going to extremes is the people that do it in a way that aren't obsessed and stressed over the numbers. And you might think, okay, well, how the heck am I supposed to monitor and track my healthy habits or really know where I'm headed and what I'm doing in my journey if I'm just like flailing my arms around and not really knowing what's right and wrong? And again, sometimes calorie counting in the beginning can be structured and helpful. A couple ways that I love to monitor and track progress and teach family, friends, and clients how to monitor and track progress is by doing things like the plate method, where you fill half your plate with fruits and veggies, a fourth of your plate or whatever portions that you decide on with lean protein, and then the last fourth of your plate with starchy carbs. Another tool that I really love to use with clients and sometimes even with myself when I have to kind of eyeball portions but I don't have a plate or I don't want to use the plate method is the hand portion model, where you kind of are measuring a portion of food and estimating the grams of macronutrients in that food based on using your hand. So it's really actually pretty simple. You can see that there are ways that you can sort of estimate what you're having, and you can track it on something like a journal, or you can just track it in your head or in your notes app or anything like that. But you don't have to focus on having exact amounts of calories or exact amounts of macros. All right, and before we get into the final thing that I wish everyone knew about a healthy diet, I want to hear from you. What is one thing that you wish that everyone knew about healthy eating or exercise or anything like that. Anything related to mindfulness, wellness, and nutrition. Tell me in the comment section below. And if you're enjoying this video, make sure to give it a like. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel so you can watch more videos like this one. All right, now let's get into number 5 of the things that I wish everyone knew about a healthy diet. Number 5 is that you can't base what you eat based on what your favorite celebrity eats, your aunt, your sister, your brother. You can't base what you need and what your body needs on someone else. Just because there is some crazy meal plan out there or some celebrity promoted what I eat in a day video that says that this is what they eat to get their specific body, it's not going to get you the exact body that that person has. And I know that can be kind of like discouraging for some, because that can be like the motivation maybe that you need to do your own healthy habits and stuff like that. But a lot of times when we prioritize those external motivations, it really doesn't translate very well to us. So all of that to say, what someone else needs, yes, it may be inspiring to see this is what Susie had to get 6-pack abs, but you have to also think of it in terms of, okay, this is what she had, but I am also, not 5'11". I'm not her body type. I don't have the same genetic makeup as her. Think of it in terms of, okay, maybe these are the healthy snacks and meals she has, but how can I cater that to my own needs? So maybe you like that she has protein oatmeal for breakfast every morning, and that's one thing you take away from it. That's totally fine. But having something that's prescribed and catered to someone else be the exact diet that you try to translate into your own life can be not only discouraging, but potentially mentally and physically harmful for you if it's not enough food, or maybe even if it's the opposite. There's a lot of crap out there these days, so you gotta watch out and be your own best advocate. One more thing before we wrap this video up on this exact point. Sometimes when you hear from someone that is on a keto diet, for example, again, we're throwing keto under the bus, when you hear from them about how their diet is going, oftentimes when you're hearing about someone else's diet, it's probably at the peak of their little dopamine rush with this diet, meaning they're seeing success, even if they're tired or not feeling the greatest. They're happy because they see immediate changes in the short term. But the thing is that you don't know or don't often see the downfall of that diet, or maybe when they slide off that diet and start binge eating again, or it doesn't go so well and they start having disordered eating habits with food. We often see the highlights of other people's lives, and that includes their diets. So don't let someone's own perceived short-term success sway you from having a normal, healthy diet and a healthy relationship with food. Because again, it's just like Instagram. Sometimes we see the highlights of people's lives and we think that their life is a different way than it really is, until we realize that there's a lot more underneath, behind closed doors, than we realize. I feel like I sound really pessimistic today, but I hope that you learned a thing or two from this video. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and you're looking to have a healthy relationship with food, incorporating things like mindful eating and gentle nutrition to fuel a fit and active lifestyle, I think you'll really love my free masterclass, which I will leave for you in the description below. This is going to teach you all the mindset hacks and strategies, plus some nutrition timing and nutrition strategies to fuel an active lifestyle without having to obsess and stress over eating. We even talk more about one of the methods that I really love that helps you track foods without calorie counting. So all of that and more in the free training. Again, it's free, so you don't have anything to lose by watching it. Definitely check it out. And if you want to keep hanging out with me on YouTube, I'll leave a video right here that I think you'll love so you can keep hanging out on the channel. See you in the next video. Bye guys.